Shalom, all praises, glory, and honor unto Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rakakudash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of the great millstone who rule well through the scriptures. Peace to the 144,000 and the rest of the hopeful elect. I'm going to play this video, or this short video by this brother right here. And get some scriptures and Lord willing, it's edifying. Okay, the title says, it's not a racism thing, but we all need to come together, a message from a homeless man with hope.
Let's get it.
I'm 57 years old, first time I've ever been homeless.
Yes, sir.
It has opened up my eyes to how cruel the world can be.
Yes, sir.
If it was not for the African American community and the Latino community, I would have starved to death by now.
Man,
because
I got you.
White people are cruel and they're not kind. Black people have fed me, let me come in their home, gave me a shower, let me sleep on their couch, bought me underwear, socks, and clothes, and I'm so grateful to the African American community. God bless y'all.
God bless you, man. Hey, I'll see you soon.
And in actuality, it's the Israelite community, you know, the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. Because look, we're the children of God, all right? We're the children of the Most High. So of course we're going to have a more righteous, a more loving spirit in general. Okay, when you look at it, when you just look, just go out in the world and just see homeless people. Homeless people only ask so-called Negro, Latino, Native Americans for money. It'll be so-called white people walking by and they'll skip them because they know they're not going to get anything. Okay. When you read, let me see. Well, since we already right here, Sirach 13:20, it says, as the proud hate humility, so doeth the rich abhor the poor. Yeah, the rich people abhor the poor. And who is the rich man more so now in today's age? Right now, the so-called white man is on top. And they create these conditions to actually create poor people, and then they hate them. You got all these homeless veterans. First of all, in the Bible, a veteran's a man of war. You fight for your country, risk your life for your country. You're supposed to be rich. All right? You go out there and fight. You're supposed to be able to take some spoils. But you'll get court-martialed. You taking these spoils in this place. They get all the spoils. They get all the gold and all the jewels and the money or whatever. All right, and they not even out there fighting. Then they drug you up, and then you come back and you all schizophrenic, shell shock or PTSD. All right, and you can't really deal with your family. Your family think you crazy. So now you just alone with no help. Okay. And a lot of them, and you don't really, the VA, all of them speaks about how the VA is garbage, veteran affairs, where they're supposed to go and get medical help and all of that. They all speak about it. I come from a military family, and I know people in the military, various brothers that come from military backgrounds. They all say the VA is the worst when it should be the best. All right. And it creates homeless and poor. A lot of them be homeless and poor. And then, because you're supposed to have access to money, you know, you get a check or whatever, but you don't have the resources to access it. And so then you die, and then I guess, I don't know, that money, it ain't like that money go to your family. So this jump to Sirach 14:3. It says, riches are not comely for a niggard. The word comely means beautiful, and the word niggard means stingy. So a stingy person, riches or wealth don't look good in the hands of a stingy person. Okay. And what should an envious man do with money? Now let's look up niggard real quick. Just because in actuality, they the real niggas, right? Pun intended. A selfish person who is unwilling to give or spend. Churl, Scrooge, a skinflint. Well, wait a minute. Churl is in the Bible. All right. Isaiah 32:5. It says, the vile person shall be no more called liberal, nor the churl said to be bountiful. Yeah, the Esau, Edom, that race of people in general, starting with the elites, the banking families, all right, because they lead it, they spearhead it. And the world is more in poverty and in slavery than ever under their headship. All right. And now, with all the information and the knowledge coming out, they're not said to be liberal and bountiful anymore. Now they're getting called out. They're getting called out by their own people as well. Now, he may be an Israelite, he may not be. But nevertheless, everybody pointing the finger at him. All right. So let's look up vile, foolish, senseless, fool, stupid, wicked, a vile person. Nabal. That was Abigail's husband's name. All right. He was known to be a fool. He was rich too. And look at the way they run the world. They run the world foolishly. Yeah, they have technological advances. All right. But in the process, nature dies. People die. All right. You get separated from the natural order of things, and everything is in a state of languishing. All right. Barely hanging on, depressed. Let's look up, we looked up vile. Let's look up churl. Kayalia or Kayalaya, a scoundrel, a knave. And that's what the word Robert means. That's Joe Biden's middle name. I think his name is Joseph Robert Biden, which Joseph mean he will add Robert mean knave or scoundrel, and Biden mean faith. So he will add scoundrels to trust in, to have faith in. Look, in the sense of withholding niggardly. Okay. So it all lines up. So let's grab Sirach 31 and 24. Okay. It says, but against him that is a niggard of his meat, the whole city shall murmur. So the whole city, state, country, continent, world, okay, is pointing their finger at Esau Edom. Okay. He's a niggard at his table. He's stingy. And if he do give you something, if he give you $1, he expect $3-4. All right, let's say, because the scripture speaks about usury, right? Now, you're not supposed to have usury to your own brother. You can have usury to, the heathens, but he go well far and beyond. You give somebody how can I put it? He'll give you some diseased, some rotten fruit and some rotten vegetables, and expect some a high price. It ain't even, he ain't giving you the proper stuff. Hell, he'll go his way to make it harmful, and then charge you how do you say that word? Exorbitant, whatever. A whole bunch of interest. We'll put it like that. It says, and the testimonies of his niggardness shall not be doubted of. So when people tell you their stories, how they was, what happened to them, how they was robbed, they got it. You go on the internet and you look at how these banks stole and robbed people's houses and kicked families out. All right. And how they stole businesses. Ain't nobody gonna doubt that, because hey, that's their testimonies. Is when you growing up as a kid and you might get in trouble and you say somebody lying or they ain't tell the truth, and then your parent respond, well, everybody ain't lying on you. Everybody can't be lying. Here it is, you got unlimited amount of witnesses testifying to the fact of your stinginess and your wickedness and your treachery. And here it is, you operate under the guise of what is it? What is that term called? It's a term. Not reasonable doubt, but the term basically means if you can't prove it, then it's not true. What is that term? Cognitive dissonance? Cognitive dissonance. Let me see. Cognitive dissonance. Just give me a quick definition, okay? Just give me a quick definition, man. Shit. Here go one. Let's see. In the field of psychology, cognitive dissonance is the perception of contradictory information and the mental toll of it. Blah, blah, blah. Well, he don't feel that. Maybe I'm using the wrong term. Here it goes. It says cognitive dissonance occurs in a person who voluntarily engages in physical or ethically unpleasant activities to achieve a goal. That's what he does. Now, he's not mentally stressed about it because he's the devil. Okay? Hell, he's happy. Matter of fact, let me see if I like that definition. Let me see if I can get that. Let me see. Oh, okay, it works. I'm gonna read the middle of the paragraph after where you see the first number one. It said, according to this theory, when an action or idea is psychologically inconsistent with the other, people do all in their power to change either so that they become consistent. The discomfort is triggered by the person's belief clashing with new information perceived, wherein the individual tries to find a way to resolve the contradiction to reduce their discomfort. Yeah, that's that's sort of like us bringing out the truth. We bring out the truth and let the Esau Edom know, let the so-called white man know, like, look, you're the devil. All right, you're the devil that the Bible speaks of, and then they come with all different type of examples or excuses or reasons that they're not to be comfortable with the beliefs they have already. All right. Now, the second half of this speaks about the people feeling mental discomfort. All right, because basically their conscience is bothering them. But these Esau either don't have a conscience. They're not affected. Israelites have a conscience. That's why you be having all of these rappers and musicians, and they sold their soul, and after a while they eventually have a change of heart. They be tripping, they be on camera crying, they doing different things because their conscience is bothering them. But Esau doesn't. That doesn't affect him. All right, Habakkuk, the second chapter says the soul that is in him is not upright. All right, so your soul is your essence. All right, it's the inside you. Who are you in the inside? And who he is in the inside is not upright. So when he does things that's wrong, he's not affected the way a so-called Negro, Latino, Native American is. All right, he doesn't have a guilty conscience. It's just the opposite with him. All right, he gets invigorated. Okay, now I looked up this. They used to have something in the Dark Ages called an almoner, which is basically let's give you the definition of it. An almoner is basically an official distributor of alms. Okay, and you would have this in churches, and you would also have this from lords and castles, the king or whatever, and it'll be an official, all right, who will be in charge of passing out, bread or passing out food that didn't get consumed. And it wouldn't be like scraps that you would feed a dog, but it would be, it'd be edible, because you have these great grand feasts. You having these great grand feasts, you ain't consuming all of that. A lot of that stuff, some of that stuff at least probably went untouched, more than likely. And they weren't just going to throw it out and throw it away. And that was something that was prevalent in the Middle Ages, all right? The almoner or the Lord of Alms. And then, and you so-called white people gonna lie and say y'all was ruling. As stingy as you are, all of you. Hell, you stingy with each other. One woman just killed her relative because She didn't like her placement in the wheel. All right, it's stingy and mean as you are to each other. How much more can we expect y'all to hate the rest of the world? Okay, talking about that was y'all in the dark ages. Well, what they call them dark for? Well, they lie and say there was no They lie and say there was no thought coming out. There was no creativity. That's why they call it the dark ages. But when all actuality, some of the top writings came from the period. All right, writings and paintings, and even after, because it wasn't how can I say, so-called white people didn't get control overnight. Hell, it was still the Renaissance happened around the mid 13 going into 1400s. 1492, Columbus came over here. But King James, that was 150 some years later, 1611. All right. 120. Well, that's when the Bible was commissioned to be written. But 120 odd years later, and King James was a so-called black man. All right. So it was a period of the so-called white people taking over. All right. And they ain't the people. They ain't the greats. All right, the great painters and the great composers. Because I'll say this: why y'all not composing now? How come anytime you go to a set or a symphony or something, you're playing old pieces? If y'all was the creators of all of that, why y'all not creating more and new stuff? Hell, y'all got access to it. Y'all sending y'all children to school to learn the piano and the violin and things like that. Why they not composing their own things? Why they still playing Beethoven and Bach and Chopin and Mozart and all of that? Anyway, with that, Lord willing, this was an edifying lesson to the hopeful elect. All praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh Ba'Shem, Yahweh Shai Ba'Shem Kakodash.